Stream validation in progress.
It's insane. There you go. Oh my god, are we live on YouTube?
I think we're live on YouTube. I hope there's people watching.
There's nobody watching. Let's let everybody see how beautiful we are. Or
awesome.
Two of us.
Yeah, well, not Evan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's counting me, but I think somebody might be watching.
Somebody might be watching.
Who knows?
It's probably you. Does it actually say how many people watch?
There's one watching right now.
That's definitely you.
I don't know if it counts just you.
If we could just post this in the group, but then we'd break our own rule.
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Yeah, but no, I don't think we can.
Oh, no, because of the spoiler. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We have so many rules. All right. You know, we wanted to talk spoilers. We'll give everybody a few minutes. Vamp for a bit.
Let's go with
First
the question.
First YouTube live, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
this is it. Yeah. Well,
This is it.
we did a short one of Evan eating.
Yeah, Evan
I
ate.
think
By accident.
by accident. We
Yeah,
were trying it out.
he's not allowed to eat.
That was a Facebook Live.
Nope, it was a YouTube live.
Um,
Yes, I think it was.
I don't believe
I
so.
think it was.
Yeah, I think he actually.
We'll call this
I
one
hate.
then.
Yeah, I hate the
We'll
Pretty
call
sure you're wrong.
This is it then. This is it.
first YouTube live. That's fun. We're gonna do. I mean, we do more of these. You know, when we get an
Right.
audience on here.
Right.
yeah, if we can get that
Hello,
subscriber count
hello,
over.
hello. By ourselves.
Yes, fill in the void.
Still just one. Still just one.
Yep.
All right. So,
We've
go ahead.
only been streaming for 2 minutes now.
All right, go ahead. What was you had a question for us?
I was going to say, right before we were about to get off of Facebook, I was going to ask you guys who your favorite character was in the new movie. And now we can actually talk spoilers, and you can tell me why.
Ooh.
Because I was going to say Thor. He had got one of the biggest cheers from the audience that was there, which I was kind of half and half on whether I liked people cheering during the movie. But Thor coming in to the fight in Wakanda was awesome. Everything with him, with the Guardians. There wasn't one part of his character in that movie that I didn't like.
I mean, for what it's worth, they've given Thor the real, hey, we want you to love this guy.
Yeah.
Between
Please
Ragnarok.
don't go away, Chris.
Yeah. Please, we love you. Stay. We need you. Everybody else wants too much money.
Yeah. And I think they took Thor from his Shakespearean type of roots that they had established in the first film with Kenneth Branagh, and I think they let Hemsworth embrace his subtle humor.
Yeah.
And I think that works much better, as we've seen in Ragnarok. And in this movie, this is very much a sequel to Ragnarok.
Well, I think it all stemmed from the one shot that he did. That kind of comedic where he's...
Well, there were two of those. There were two.
Yeah, but the first one,
yeah.
people loved it. And, you know, most studios wouldn't make a pivot and go down that direction.
Right.
You know, like that. I mean, for me, it's a toss-up between Thanos, for sure. Because, honestly, he's great in this movie. Even as a villain, and your big bad, he's awesome. But for the good guys, I'm going to have to say, just because I loved it, Doctor Strange. I mean, seeing him whip, you know, we're on YouTube, so am I allowed
Right,
to?
yeah.
I could spoiler, but can no problem. Yeah. I mean, he threw it out there. He put himself, you know, he was using everything. He was using all the spells that you know. It was great to see him max level. I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. And he kicked some ass. I mean,
that's what we were talking about. We were talking about in the last live stream that you were talking about how every character is at their prime. Thor is God of Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Doctor Strange is Sorcerer Supreme.
Iron Man is Iron Man.
Yeah.
That is just
Spider-Man is Iron Spider.
I wanted to talk about this in the last thing was that the part where Iron Man is pulling the nano parts of his armor to make more weapons and defend himself. Oh my god, that scene was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
I was freaking out. It was so cool because you could just crawl across his body.
Since we're going spoilers, Rhodey, right?
Right.
Why cripple him if he's just going to basically be non-crippled now?
Right, like
that's like a throwaway.
Like the emotional part of being completely crippled. And he's in got these robotic legs.
He's great.
Think about
things
it.
going on.
If that happens to him, you have Iron Man that feels responsible.
Right. He's going to make an exosuit that he can walk around.
Yeah, Iron Man is definitely going to fix him the best that he can.
Right.
It felt cheesy.
Yeah, I didn't think that we really needed to see any kind of apparatus outside of the suit.
I forget who I was watching. It may have been New Rockstars, but they were talking about how Rhodey goes to Wakanda, right?
Yeah.
And in Black Panther, Shuri fixes Everett Ross or whatever because he got shot in the spine.
Yeah.
And Rhodey just walks up.
Maybe that's like an after, after victory celebration type of thing.
Yeah, Rhodey walks up and is just like, can you just
Shuri make it?
fix that for me?
Did Shuri make it?
What?
The legs?
At the end, no, at the end of the movie, did she disappear?
No, she made it.
She made it.
Did she?
Okay. I
I
think
don't
she
remember
did.
them showing her.
They didn't show her disappear.
Then she made it.
The only way that you can.
Hey,
Though,
I think there's somebody else watching.
Wow, it's not me.
It's probably Dave.
The only person that I think they may blink out of existence that they didn't show you,
Aunt
Pepper
May.
Potts.
I was going to say Aunt May.
Yeah, Aunt May. That would have been great if Spidey, as he's dying, would have said like, "Say goodbye to Aunt May. Don't date her."
Yeah.
You know what I
Please
mean?
don't
Like,
date Aunt May.
please don't, please. So we'll just spoiler this thing. I mean,
Raul says, "I wish Thanos crushed him in the suit like a can."
yeah,
Okay.
that'd be cool.
All right, yeah,
Let's
nice.
let's just do this thing, beginning to end. Let's walk it through.
Okay.
If we're gonna spoiler it, let's scene to scene. We open.
Do you talk first or do I talk first? Do you want to be Iron Man? I'll be.
Yeah. You are. You're Jarvis. You're not even. No. You're Friday.
Friday?
I
Yeah, why
can't
was he
do that
calling it
accent.
Friday?
Well, because Jarvis is now part of.
Right, I got that, but I was like Friday the Parrot?
No,
Like
that's
don't know.
in the current.
Okay,
comics,
I don't know.
that's
I just
the
thought that
thing.
was kind of weird.
I mean, it probably stands for something.
I
right?
also think it's weird that Jarvis's wife in the real world is the voice of Spider-Man's suit, but that's a little weird.
I thought that was funny.
We don't really get into that.
We open. End of Thor.
Hey, Scooby.
Scoobs.
That's Scooby.
What's up, bud? End of Thor Ragnarok. We open. Thanos, Thani,
Thanisius.
Thanai.
his giant ship upon Thor's ship, and he begins his parsing of 50-50. Half of them are going to live, half of them are going to die. You don't know what happens to Valkyrie, you don't know what happens to Korg. We had a little bet going here, Infinity War contest. Check the video out. If you're on YouTube, you might as well watch everything we do because it's awesome.
Yes.
With that being said, two of us took that Loki was going to die as a hero because he sacrificed himself for Thor, the winners, and then
But
the
Heimdall
losers.
died first, so who
So
cares?
Heimdall, that one hurt,
I don't know if Heimdall really counts overall.
I think he does.
If Heimdall doesn't
He's a
count,
hero.
Loki doesn't count, which means I get 5 points, which means you have to watch Justice
He's
League.
definitely
No.
a
Do you
hero.
wanna- do you wanna make this fight?
That
Do you wanna
is
do this?
not as entertaining as
He
you
is-
eating 100
do you
inches of
wanna-
mozzarella sticks.
Yes,
No?
Evan will be taking 100 inches of mozzarella sticks
Mozzarella stick.
at
I'm
some
gonna be
point
eating-
this
in
week
his mouth.
in his mouth.
I'm going to be eating 18 Arby's mozzarella sticks.
Yes.
It's only 18.
Well, because
Dave's gonna
Dave
eat
is
some.
going to do the other
Because
ones
he's a good friend. And he cares
with
about
hot
me.
sauce.
Scooby says they set up Tony and Pepper talking about having a baby.
Right.
The next Iron Man in 20 years, maybe? Question mark.
Could be.
Could
Now,
be.
Scooby, you think Pepper Potts is going to make it? I think she's blinked. I think that if you
Blinked.
really want to get Tony,
I think
pissed off, you blink Pepper.
if that
They already
matters
lost,
or
they already
not,
lost Spidey.
Iron Man is on Titan.
Yeah, but he's got his
So
Nebula's
he's got to
there.
come
He's
back
gonna
with
get
Nebula, or does he stay out there to win the fight instead of coming all the way back? So there's so many things in flux.
He's coming back.
And just him not being able to reach Pepper may be enough to think. And would have Iron Man been blinked out of
So
existence
now
if
we're
Thanos
so
wasn't
now we
asked
can talk,
to spare him?
Now that we can talk spoilers, they have leaked because they've already shot.
Oh yeah, they shot
Thor.
it. It's done.
So they have leaked
That's
photos from the set of Iron Man, Ruffalo, and Captain America in the first Avengers suit. in New York during the Manhattan scene.
Oh.
So you know they're either going back in time and or they're using what was it? What's the thing where vomit? The thing where you can relive a memory in your head that Tony.
Yeah.
It's from
the thing that he makes in Civil War.
No, is it Civil War or Homecoming? Well,
Civil
either
War.
yeah,
It's
Civil
the
War.
beginning of Civil War.
That thing, it's one of those, but. If it's that, then they're reliving the memory. Most likely, they're all together. You know, you got to think.
Well, that's what my theory is, because we didn't see Xandar get destroyed. We didn't see him see Thanos get the Power Stone. I think we're gonna probably the way they're gonna beat Thanos is to go back before he got all the.
I think that's cheap. Let's keep theories for the end, because we all have theories. So boom.
We're talking about time.
Heimdall dead. Loki. He's about to crush Thor's head. Loki has the cosmic cube. Aha, like none of us knew. Turns that sucker over. And then the hero, by the way, the hero Loki, after he saves his brother's life, after he helps him create Ragnarok and save his people, gives one final shot to try to, throat Thanos. And I mean, there was no way that he was going to live. There was no way that was going to work. He's already got 2 Infinity Stones at that point.
Yeah.
The hero Loki
I
bites the dust.
understand. Here's the thing. I agreed with you guys saying that that's what was going to happen. I agreed with that. I knew that was what was going to happen.
Who did you pick?
I picked Gamora.
Oh,
That was never. I told you then. It was. That sounds stupid.
Well, he was probably riding the wave until that point when if Gamora died, then the rest of it was all going to go to hell because then he'd have all the stones, and he had to do the love stone.
It's your youth. It's not your fault. We know more.
Hey,
it's
he got
fine.
he got the Soul Stone before he got the Soul Stone before the Mind Stone and before.
Right, but that's when we thought
Time Stone.
Gamora was going to pass away.
All right. Go ahead. We actually have comments.
Scooby was saying he thinks Pepper makes it, so Iron Man has something to lose.
Okay.
And he thinks Iron Man.
And she may even think that he's gone, so he's got to get back to her to say, "Hey, I'm still here."
Yeah. He thinks Iron Man's going to give up his life so a pregnant Pepper can live.
Ooh, could be. So we're gonna dance the line of what I can and can't say here. So the thing in his chest is holding the nanites to create the suit. Right. It's no longer the arc reactor. Right.
Okay.
Can you give that to Pepper Potts, or do you lose
I think
the
you can.
cleavage?
I think you can. Well, you lose the cleavage.
Yeah, and if you don't, because
No.
you can't put it there, so where are you going to give
I
her like a
actually
little
thought-
back hump?
I actually thought we were going to see her suit up in this movie.
I thought it would be great.
Yeah, I thought it for sure was going to
I
happen.
still why even if he can cure the extremis, why not just fix that sucker and then she's a superhero?
Right.
You know?
I thought for sure we were going to see her
But
suit up.
okay, so boom, Loki's dead. Before Heimdall dies, he transports Hulk back to get the Earth plotline up and running. So
Bifrost. Heimdall. Bifrost.
Yeah, it's Bifrost. It's the Bifrost.
No, he uses dark magic because the
Right.
Bifrost is
Oh,
used.
that's right.
To use the Bifrost.
No, there is no more Bifrost.
It was the.
Oh
he
my
used
God!
the-
Just move on.
It was a rainbow thing.
Move on.
You're a rainbow
Special
thing.
effect.
All right. So with that being said, boom. Now we're in the U.S., the great old U.S. of A. in New York, Manhattan,
Sanctum
at
Sanctorum.
the Sanctum Sanctorum. Hulk-ish, Ruffalo hits. Now, do you see him?
Yeah, he kind of transforms down. He
Goes down, right?
He goes down. Yeah.
So he was at least Hulk for the
through the
Impact.
space. Yeah,
Through
through the impact.
space.
He'd have to be.
So
So what did you guys think about Hulk not hulking out? That he was scared.
see, that's because I have a theory
What do you mean,
on that.
no?
I have a theory on that.
The big guy couldn't come out and play.
I think he's not coming out to play for a reason. We could do.
What's your theory on that?
My
I just
theory
figured that
is
he got his butt kicked and he
Thor?
felt as
No,
if
because he's
I'm not coming out to get
no,
my butt
but
kicked again.
he's been beaten before. Did he get beat very quickly? Yes. Okay. Thor Ragnarok. Mark Ruffalo says, if I transform back into the Hulk, I don't know that I'm going to come back. So there's clearly something going on with their transformations. I think that Hulk now knows. Why wouldn't he come out to save Black Widow, to save his friends, to even save Mark Ruffalo at one point, and he doesn't do it. I think what we're going to see is that in the next movie, when he transforms, you're going to see the Hulk Banner collusion where
Smart Hulk, right?
Smart Hulk. It won't be the Gray Hulk,
See,
but it'll
I completely agree with this.
It'll be where Banner has either the wheel and Hulk is just the vessel now, or where they're working, together, and they'll probably do the both, for the goof of it.
Well, isn't this this is the second movie, and they're calling it the unofficial Hulk trilogy?
Yeah.
Ragnarok was 1, this is 2, and then maybe the next one will be 3. It probably is. They get us to a different Hulk. Ah, all right.
Okay, so that's mine.
Okay.
So very quickly, though, I mean, the pacing on this movie is great. Iron Man,
Doctor
Strange, Hulk, and Wong, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what to do. Iron Man's telling Doctor Strange, we got to take you out of the game.
Yeah.
You got to get out of here.
You've got the big stone, and he wants it, so you're out.
I do love. He says, "Tell me." Does he say, "Tell me his name again" or something like that? Tell me his name.
Yeah,
Is that what
tell
he
me his
says?
name, yeah.
Which I don't know why.
And I love that. Was it Cumberbatch had never even heard of him?
Well, this is Tony who says that.
Oh, Tony, yeah.
And so
Says that's a rough one.
remember my other theory. Remember that, because I think that'll come into it as well. So boom, now everybody splits off.
Well, doesn't the attack on New York start once they're?
Well, yeah. Attack on New York begins. Iron Man, Iron Spider, Doctor Strange in the Space Donut with Ebony Maw. Wong goes back to protect the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Mark Ruffalo grabs the flip phone and dials up Cap.
Yep.
And at some point between then ends up at the Avengers compound, because
Yeah, we almost got an Iron Man and Cap talk,
yes, almost.
and I was kind of bummed that we didn't.
I think that moment is going to happen in
Oh, it's
Avengers
gonna
4,
happen in
where it's
4.
just going to be
but
a bigger.
I think it would have been nice to at least start that conversation.
It'll happen when we least expect it and almost need it, or the reverse of that, when we really need it and least expect it.
They're in the Sanctum Sanctorum. I think it was a giant miss, and Evan disagrees because of the fact that Iron Man is not really loving Doctor Strange at that point. But how do you not give me at some point in this movie the awesome facial hair bros high five? It's one of the funniest.
See, I said I wanted a Sherlock joke.
Or like, how didn't you
Sherlock
know
joke.
that? No shit, Sherlock. You know what I mean?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something along those lines would have been great.
Yeah. Sherlock would have been a little bit too meta. But I agree with the facial hair bros. I think there's a point in there that you could have done it.
Is it too Deadpool to do the Sherlock joke?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do Deadpool. Let's be honest, okay?
Let's do the Deadpool joke.
I think they need to stay out of the meta for at least.
Okay.
Or at least until Deadpool shows up.
I wanted something like, Tony to turn and look at Wong and go, "Who is he? Or Watson?" And then, just like,
I expected a couple of those. Actually.
something.
So we'll come back to the Space Donut.
Yeah.
Scooby says Strange was great in the film, but when Tony and Strange were face to face, Cumberbatch has a huge head.
Okay. Or is it it's just us and Scooby?
I still can't.
Sweet.
I still can't get over the
Subscoops.
I can't get over the Doctor Strange. I need him to have the Cumberbatch accent. I just think his American accent is just not very strong.
It's rough. Yeah. Okay. So while they're space stoning, Thor, he's like half dead in space. Up comes the Guardians of the Galaxy. Kick-ass song. I'm just cursing all day.
What did they pick?
It's Rubber Band Man, right?
Yeah, it's Rubber
Band Man. And next thing you know, Thor hits the front. And
Then his
very
eye
quickly,
opens.
I'm talking within 5 minutes, Rocket, Groot are off with Thor. And
After a good scene with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not a quick scene, and I think we really get a good sense of the characters if you haven't watched the Guardians films, and you get an idea of what is at stake for Thor.
Groot.
And how they split him up, and Thor goes off with probably the two you didn't think that he would go off with, and I think it works really well, and we play those elements of humor.
I thought the putting Chris Evans versus Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. The whole, he's a god and everybody's all into him.
But
And
this
it's
is like
not a-
you're
this is not a
you're a
dude.
couple pounds away
Angel
from being
slept
fat.
with something like the angel.
Yeah.
something
Yeah, this is not a dude.
Yeah.
You're a dude.
This is a man. And
Drax
then
being in love with him is hilarious.
the faking the accent was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. You know,
And guys, I have to say, I mean, Defender, the video game, owned by Warner Brothers.
it's the only thing
It's the most money Warner Brothers probably is gonna make
it's gonna make
off of this film. It's just fantastic. It really is. I saw that at the end, rights from Warner Brothers, and I was like, ah!
We got it. We just got in there. We were soaking it.
Just kicked him in the shin while they were going through it.
So, all right. So, Rocket, Thor, Groot go on a little. We shouldn't even
weapon
call this
hunt.
a spoiler review. This is just us walking through the movie now.
It is. I mean, we can skip over things. We can go a little faster. They go off to get a Thanos killing weapon, and we meet up with Peter Dinklage.
The Dinks,
who ends up playing like.
Before we get there, I wanted to say the part where Rocket goes to, I'm going to go be the captain
Yeah.
and go talk to Thor and like
Thor in a,
try and like
in a
counsel him in a
sullen,
sense.
sad moment
I
to
thought
like
that
pick
was
him
great.
up.
Yeah.
And I called it. He would
On
reach
the
into
eye.
his pocket, hand him a new eye, and you notice the eye was a different color.
Yeah.
So there were a couple times they had a close up, and he had a different one blue and one
It's like,
brown. I like that was a nice touch. But meeting up with the Dinklage, I forget the character's name. Sorry, we don't have.
Petrie.
Petrie, the dwarf king.
Is that what he was? Okay.
Yeah, the dwarf king.
And
Yeah, he's
I think all of that again.
That's
was,
why he makes the deal with Thanos, because he thinks he's going to save his people.
Right.
Got it.
all of those, everything there where they were at like the forge of making this the Stormbreaker.
That was unbelievable.
And it again, Thor's character progressed even further because of what he's willing to go through to
It's
win.
Thor's Herculean trials.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is him saying,
a good
if we
point.
don't make this weapon, we're gonna lose. We've got to do it. He holds the iris, whatever they call it, open.
Yeah.
Burns himself, and what a great scene. I mean, you've got Thor. They get him into the ship. He's dying. Petrie, whatever his name is, says the Dinks goes. He needs his weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the handle? They're searching for the handle. You see the group that you remember.
Teenage Groot.
Yeah, but you see the flash of the Groot that you remember from Guardians 1, where he's willing to, step up, do what's right, creates the handle, puts it together, tosses it. Well, not tosses, I'm sorry. Thor calls it, hits his hand, and then you were just like, "Let's do this thing."
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, you couldn't have been more excited.
The pace of this movie too is we bounce between the three different groups constantly, and you can tell that it's all happening at the exact same time, but the pace moves you along. Like, we go a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and we keep coming back.
Yeah.
In the right pace. It's very much like at the end of I'm trying to think of like Return of the Jedi. We have the space battle, we have the lightsaber battle, and we have what's on end.
Well, I think you can kind of break it up into that. Go ahead, Evan.
We have a couple comments because we got some more people here.
Whoa!
Mood K says, "Hey Mood."
Hey, Mood, what up?
Jason Nelson's here. He
Hey,
says,
Jason.
Hey,
He
Jason.
says, "I'm gonna get that arm." I think he's talking about Groot's arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scooby was saying the Mantis joke was great, the best joke of the movie, kicking names and taking ass.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was good.
Jason says the redemption of Groot. Mood says, out of 10, what would you guys rate this movie, including the people in the chat?
I gotta say, for me, I'm gonna go 9 because
Yeah.
I don't ever go 10.
Yeah.
I'll go to 11, but
I-
I'll never go 10.
I went to. You
for
got
you.
that joke?
I was
I
so.
just thought it was funny.
Oh.
I honestly just thought what you were saying was funny.
No, please don't tell me that's what happened. You didn't actually get the reference.
Not at the moment.
Oh no, Spinal Tap! You've never seen
minute,
Spinal.
wait a minute.
Just go ahead, kill me. Kill me.
I gotta
Choke
rewind
me
this.
to death. Give me the Loki.
You
Because
don't even know Spinal Tap?
I know what it is.
But that's like
When did that movie come out?
standard.
How-
It doesn't
when is-
matter.
When is that? When was
it
that
doesn't
movie last
matter
relevant?
when a movie comes out.
When was that
you
movie
are in a
last relevant?
generation where you can watch anything at
Why
any
would I
time,
watch Spinal
at
Tap?
any moment, because it's funny.
I'm gonna walk
funny.
off set. I'm leaving the set. I'm gonna leave the set. This one might have been it for me. All right, rewind this so we could get back into this thing because I'm getting hungry. Okay. What do you give it?
9. That's what I rated on my IMDb profile. I gave
Okay.
it a 9 out of 10. it's we haven't seen the whole thing yet. Like there's still another half. Like I felt like we got
can't even really consider
chapters
this
1 and
thing.
2, and then chapters 3 and 4 will be the other half, and it'll bring it all home.
You can't. Yeah, you need to see the full thing.
Yeah.
For it to count.
I'm at a 9 as well, but Scooby was saying it's a solid 8 the first time I saw it, but now it's a solid 9.5.
Because of us?
Yeah,
we did it for you?
No, he said it's all twice already.
Jason Nelson says Rocket getting Winter Soldier's arm. I think that's one of his.
Yes.
Now, I mean, we're going to jump ahead here, but what an amazing scene when the Winter Soldier picks up Rocket
and
is doing the spin.
Spinning. Like, I don't even know who you are, but clearly we're on the same side.
Yeah, and he's like, can I have that gun? No, can I have the arm?
I'm going to get that arm.
All right, so but back to what you were saying about Star Wars. I think that they took a page out of that book because you really you've got the scene happening at Titan. You've got the Earth scene happening,
right,
and then you've got Thanos kind of, and jumping around.
Yeah.
Well, because the Guardians eventually converge into Titan, so Thanos is kind of your third set, which is basically anywhere and anywhere because he can do that. But it was done it's peppy, it's going the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I never felt there was a lull or a lag or anything that didn't what's that for? Oh, they're seeding something else, for down the road. No, everything just progressed to this point.
When was the last time you saw a movie that you consciously told yourself, I cannot go to the bathroom during this movie?
That's every movie. I never go to the bathroom.
I
never go to the bathroom.
I
Independence Day was the worst movie I'd ever been to because I had to go so bad by the end of that movie.
I got up twice in Justice League to go to the bathroom.
Wow. Well, that was probably because you probably fall asleep and you're like, oh, might as well, what am I missing?
You got to stretch my legs.
I needed to.
No, I
normally
refuse.
I would just sit there.
I've never walked out of a movie and I've never gone to the bathroom during a movie unless I've already seen it.
All right, so let's talk. Now they split up. So we talked about Thanos' scene. Let's talk about the Guardians. So they head off to nowhere.
Okay.
To find the Collector and try to stop him from getting the ether, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a great scene. The Collector, what do you think? Dead or alive? I mean, he could have already hightailed it out of there. It's all...
Yeah, there's a lot with the Collector scene where you're not really sure.
So are
we just watching a reality
I'm still going to say that I think that the Collector and the Grandmaster have a bigger role. I think that there's too many things falling into place that I think we're going to hear down the line.
Well, we've got a year to talk about it.
Yeah, that Collector and Grandmaster have a bigger part in this. Mm-hmm. So I think that the Grandmaster is team good guy, and I think that the Collector is team Thanos.
Okay.
So I think he turned that sucker over and was out of Dodge. No big deal. But, I mean, some great comic book references. I mean, turning Mantis into ribbons and Drax into stones, that's straight out of the comic book.
Nice. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of Howard the Duck in there somewhere.
Yeah, a little duck would have been nice.
Yeah, just somewhere in the background. Somewhere in the background. I really want to see Howard the Duck.
Just the beak. I love the... I was going to say it until one of you picked up on it.
I heard you. I just ignored it.
Yeah, well, you also haven't seen Spinal Tap. What do you guys think about the whole bubbles and butterflies thing?
I just thought it was a way of not being overly graphic or disgusting. And remember...
But is it showing you a different side of the Thanos?
It's just that this is a PG-13 movie. You took your 6-year-old. There are people that are going to bring their kids to these movies because they've watched all of them at home now. And we've got to remember that this goes with what I said in the Facebook Live when we did on our page, is that there's kids watching, and Marvel has found a way to, we've got a couple of profanities in there, at opportune moments.
What do you normally get, like one, right?
Yeah, well, I think you get one F-bomb and you get one decapitation before you go rated R. After that, either one of those things, you go to a 2 and you get a rated R.
But you can decapitate an alien, though.
I don't. Well,
no?
Can't you? Think about the last Hobbit movie. Once they went to the I don't know, the extended cut. There's 9 decapitations in that movie to make it rated R. And they're all weird gargoyles and stuff.
Jason said, my brother fell asleep and started snoring during Infinity War.
Did you choke him?
Wow. Wow, I would have poured my soda like down.
Oh, accidentally.
Maybe waterboarded him while he was there.
Jesus.
I did that to my roommate in college.
Wow.
When he started.
Anything else we got in there?
Scooby said Howard was last seen in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 drinking with ladies.
That's true. He was.
This is
So
true.
you know.
Which, by the way, did everybody catch the reference? Did you know what planet they got the eyeball from?
What was it? Was it Aisha?
It is the robot companion planet.
Oh no! Wow.
really?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah,
So
there was.
and it was a, I wonder
It's
how
more-
he picked that up.
That's what somebody was saying earlier that made him laugh because he was the only one laughing in the
Right.
place because he was like, he probably should have washed that before he put it in his face.
Yeah,
See, there are times
But he's
where
Thor.
I wish they would put like
Thunder
A
burns all
closed-
that
He's a
up.
god.
on the Blu-ray. They should put a closed caption to things that are mentioned, so that
Yeah.
you've seen it like 3 times now, and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna go through and there's
They don't do fun
there are
things like
very
that in
few-
special features, but I think that would be fun to see.
If you ever get the first season of the Muppet Show, they run wild with that. And it's fantastic. And they only did it on the first season. So if you were like, who is this person? Because, like Evan he wouldn't know who Vincent Price is or anybody who's on the screen. It tells you like, oh, they were an actor, they were known for this, she's a famous Broadway dancer, she's a famous singer, It gave you all that extra information. With this movie, I had no idea about the sex eyeball planet.
Yeah.
And that
See,
would
I
have been
did it
really
so
funny.
much
See?
everyone, when I'm doing it better than you, we're in trouble.
But those are things that I wish that they would bring back. They always go second screen, thing and viewing pleasure. So I gotta have my iPad. You just can't throw it up on the TV as a closed caption. Really?
Jason said he helped me work my con all day, so I just elbowed him.
Okay. Well, then you got to be nice then.
yeah,
Which,
I
by the way,
guess.
great setup. By the way, I saw that. Okay, so let's cut back to Earth. So we open with the Vision and not Scarlett Johansson, Scarlet Witch. I almost called her ScarJo, but they're stealing time with each other.
Right.
He's in his human form.
Yeah.
Which, is it a real human form? Is it just him projecting?
Why can he do the whole human everything except for the diamond in his head?
He does cover it.
He does? I thought for sure he'd be wearing a hat. I really did.
He
a
covers it
beret.
when they're outside, when they're going
But
to
so let's
split
talk
up.
about
He did
that.
cover it.
Do you
Covers it,
guys
yeah.
think, because he can't just change his complete appearance. That's not a Vision. He can phase, but he can't mimic. He's not like
Yeah.
Mystique or
Well,
one
that's
of
what
those.
he did when he first came out in Age of Ultron. He looks at Thor, sees that Thor has a cape, and creates himself a cape. So he can
Okay.
So he can
alter his
project, and
appearance.
Okay.
I thought it was
a
good
good point.
good to show his humanity, to make him a relatable character to people. Because really, we only got him in Age of Ultron and
Civil
War, yeah.
and it was just bits and pieces. But once he got hurt, he was full Vision for the whole rest of the film.
Yeah. So
Which
they.
that annoyed me that he got stabbed in the same spot twice.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie, and I was like, can you just not?
Well,
see
they get
that
him
guy?
on the other side.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He just
all right,
gets stabbed in the chest, and he's like, you got me again. I can't do anything
it takes
again.
me a while to heal.
Yeah, I can't do anything again.
But so I think
Way to gimp the
that this is
character.
the scene that's setting up what will end up being the Gamora Star-Lord issue later, which is that love, love has to find a way.
Right.
Love is the major thing.
Which for a superhero movie, usually that does come down to it.
Yeah,
somehow.
well,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, it's humanity, and I think that's the clutch of what humanity is, which
Right.
is connections to other people. They're ready to kind of stop being Avengers, but in a second, they see what happens on the TV, and that's the music should
Yeah.
have just started playing, and instantly you have Proxima Midnight and Cloris Glaive looking to take the stone, which they're fought off by Scarlet Witch, and then followed up with, you had to love it when you saw Captain America. I mean, Black Widow, great, sure,
And Falcon.
you're there.
Falcon was in there, too.
And yeah, but he I'm so tired of seeing him shoot like little AK-47. Like, get out of here. Yeah. Okay, go hang out with Tony and get something worth it, or go fly.
You need an upgrade.
Yeah, these guns are fugazi. All right,
do your recon mission and go back and sit in the Quinjet.
Exactly. Yeah, just
send out. He does have the bombs later.
Yeah, I said.
He has some things, but these little guns, it looks like he's shooting BB guns at
right.
You know what I mean? Like it's sad, but when you see Cap and he grabs the thing, you're like, all right, guys, this is it. Now everybody's here, right? The teams are formed. We're ready to do this thing. Give me, the first act's over. Give me the meat of this thing before you give me the tail end. And you're primed, and they've checked every box.
Right.
There's nothing that you're like, oh, I needed more setting up to this. You are prime and ready. And you end up with cut the space, right? So now you've got, it came out on Alien Day, though nobody could care that we did an Alien Day video.
Right,
yeah.
You get a great Alien Day reference. You get some great pop culture out of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
a believable way to take out a villain that they couldn't figure out how to take him out.
And so Iron Man taking Spider-Man's idea, I think, was the start of, later on he gives him the "You're an Avenger now."
Yeah.
I think that's part
great.
of it.
He knights him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an Avenger.
Because it goes back to, is he your ward?
Yeah. Which I thought was great.
And I like that. Wait,
I don't get
there's two bug guys now?
Yeah, there's two bug guys.
There's two bug guys?
And even though they showed
there's an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man.
Even though they show you the scene in the trailer of we're using our superhero names on Spider-Man, it still plays. It still hits. Even in the theater, it hits.
I am Spider-Man.
But so very quickly you realize first one to go. We did on the bet. Does any of the Black Order die? If not, who's the first one? Ebony Maw, done, out in space and dead.
Surprised, because he was a really well done character, and it wasn't. I thought it was Brendan. No, it's not Dome Gleeson. It's actually a guy from Peaky Blinders, so he must also be from Scotland or something because he sounds just like Dome Gleeson. Can't remember the actor's name now, but I looked it up and I'm like, that's not him. Yeah, it's not General Hux from The Force Awakens. It's a totally different actor. But he sounds just like him.
What do we got? Okay, you've got Iron Man tells Doctor Strange, we gotta go to Titan now. We can't turn back.
Yeah,
we got to bring it to him. And I think this is he's not expecting it. This is the setup for part of my thing later. He says Thanos has been in my head for 6 years now.
Right.
And I've thought about this. We've got to do this. Spider-Man at that point, he's along for the ride, even though he's about to get anointed with the A. And Doctor Strange thinks about it and tells him, if we go, I'm not going to save you guys. You're dead.
Right.
It's my job to
protect the stone.
Protect the stone, protect the eye. If we need to, I will let you die. I didn't even try to do that, by the way. That's how good. And we cut to now, the big scene. Star-Lord and Gamora professing their love for each other finally.
Right.
And her telling him, I guess we missed that. That was earlier.
Yeah, that was kind of
earlier. That was earlier. Either way, we're doing our best here, guys. Okay, we're trying to hit the spoilers.
She knows where the Soul Stone is.
She knows where the Soul Stone is.
The Collector, when they go to stop the Collector, Thanos takes Gamora, and they go... And they
Bubbles,
meet,
the whole deal. So...
They meet...
Bubbles.
Not Michael Jackson's monkey.
Yeah.
The actual Bubbles.
Exactly.
Another thing for Evan to look up.
Scooby says you have to watch a movie uninterrupted.
Last words. What? I blew bubble. Sorry.
And fully woke to enjoy it fully. And Jason says, opinion, will we get a con exclusive figure of half Hulk, half Banner?
I would love that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Give me.
Well, there's a Banner pop breaking out of the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, and
there was a figure too, and that never happened in the movie. And what I loved about
we were lied to.
We were lied to. They robbed me of my childhood in the last 3 months of watching trailers.
Yeah.
But even in the trailers is the shot of all of them running.
Yeah.
Not in the movie.
Not in the movie.
And you're like, that's what I want. Like, I'm actually at that point now. I'm like, I'd rather you lie to me and make me watch the trailers, and maybe I'll start watching trailers more.
Yeah.
If you're gonna continue to mislead us a little bit,
Just
but
tell me what the story
something.
is and get me there. And you're right.
Yeah.
After a certain point, like there's an Ant-Man trailer tomorrow. We don't need to see it. I'm already going.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, like what they did today, they did a teaser of the trailer tomorrow. It's all everybody going, where's Ant-Man? I thought he was going to be in the movie. And he's not in this movie. So
I'm opening cord.
What?
It's been way too long.
we didn't know that there would be an unboxing here
Whoa,
today,
it's
folks.
an unboxing.
We're
Here,
very-
switch to
Whoa,
at least switch to the second cam.
Whoa, second cam. We're going to open a cord. We don't know what happened to cord.
No, we don't know.
It's a bubblehead.
You going to smell him?
It smells tough? No, yeah, okay. Sure.
Oh, yeah, he smells. Woo. It smells like baby powder, actually.
He has that consistency.
There's our cord.
Okay, so where are we at now?
Go.
Well, I
Made
mean,
rocks.
we've got. We could just jump to. We're on Titan. The Guardians and the Iron Man Avengers are discussing how they're going to take out Thanos because they know he's coming to Titan.
Yeah.
And which I thought was kind of weird. Like if he has all of these things, I guess they've got to come to Titan because that's where Strange is. So that's the last one.
How
that
does he
needs.
know where all the stones are? That was
I
one
think
of my.
I think the stones are telling him.
But
Like that's where he knew where Vision was because like they're all connected. And
well,
he
I don't
already
think they
had
set that
all
up
of them.
well
No,
enough.
no,
And
they-
you said like the stones are calling to me, or the gauntlet.
No,
is showing him
it's
where it
not.
was.
It's his information. He knew that the Nova Corps had the Power Stone. He knew that the Collector had the Ether. You're going to find that out later. This is my theory because obviously he was told. He knew that the Mind Stone and the Eye of Agamotto have been on the Earth for a long time, and he knew that Loki. They were on their way to Asgard to get it. And he knew that if Asgard's not there, the only person that's going to have it is Loki. And, you know, we're talking about somebody that has exceeded intellect beyond Tony Stark, he is one of the smartest villains in the Marvel Universe. So even though they don't really show that as one of his superpowers, he is, according per the comics, he is that smart, right? Okay. So before we get to that one, they cut to, which I don't know that it was necessary in the way they do, but you get the Avengers scene where there's the hologram. Rhodey kind of just basically tells what's his name, Thunderbolt, to pound sand, and that's when they decide that we're going to go to Wakanda because we're not going to be willing to give up and destroy the stone and kill the Vision. They might be able to fix him there. So that's kind of, it's a quick scene, but you get, this is where Captain America kind of gets the shine as his one person isn't worth, which I thought this was a great line where he says one person isn't worth he says that we're going to save one person, being the Vision. And somebody says to him, I don't remember who, but you...
Vision says...
Didn't you
do the same
Didn't
thing?
you do the same? And he goes, yeah, maybe I did. I'm Captain America. We're doing what I want. Get in the freaking plane. We're going to Wakanda. And, it was a fun little interaction. You got to see everybody like, well, we're not going to let you have your rooms back. Kind of playing a little bit more on the fact that there's this big break. And Cap just basically says, you know what? The world's coming to the end. You going to try to stop me? Go ahead. I'll fight you too.
Right.
Which for character development, I thought was really great.
I'll be right back.
Oh. So, now we can talk about Evan and what we really think about him.
Yeah, exactly.
So from that point, where are we now?
Ooh, where were we before?
Titan.
Oh, okay, now we're on Titan. So you get the scene of Doctor Strange using the Eye of Agamotto to see 14,500,007 iterations.
And only one outcome in which they win.
Only one, which I think plays into the end.
It was a bigger number than C-3PO could recall about surviving an asteroid field, which I thought was hysterical.
And he does like the floating,
all the different versions of him and stuff.
And
And see, at that moment, I knew that the film hinged on that one, and he knew that there was one way that, from what I'm guessing, is that everybody had to die, but Tony had to make it. Because if Tony in that iteration doesn't make it, then they don't win.
So we'll get to my.
So Tony's the key.
Tony's the key, 100%. So you have some great dialogue between Star-Lord and Iron Man and Doctor Strange as they're theorizing the plan on how to take out Thanos. Right. And Spider-Man, I mean, you want to talk about stepping up to the plate and being part of the Avengers. He kicks real butt on Titan. I mean, and he's not just... They show you the character that Spider-Man is, even though he's the younger Peter Parker, whereas now in the comics he's a bit older. Yeah. He's fighting Thanos. 30s, He's saving the Guardians, grabbing them, pulling them out. Yeah. He's everywhere. He's not just support any longer. Right. He's a full-fledged player, and he's probably one of the strongest, you know, that you have on that field at that point, especially augmented with the suit.
Right. Yeah, he's probably Drax level strength. I mean, we really haven't seen Drax flex too many of his strength muscles, but you know, he's a warrior, but Spidey is everywhere, saving everyone. And I Tom Holland I think he nails the character in tone, in presence. He's just standing there, and it's like he's soaking it all in. Yeah. He's very aware of what is happening.
There was probably a lot more jokes that Tom Holland could have thrown in as Spider-Man, but he is literally kind of sitting back, observing, and you know, going where he needs to go in order to make it happen. So there's the big scene. We're all going to work together. We're going to try to get the gauntlet off of him before he gets the Soul Stone and the Mind Stone. Right. He's got 3 stones at this point, right? 3 stones? 4 stones.
Has he gotten the Gamora Stone yet?
No, he doesn't have the Soul. Oh, he does have the Soul Stone.
Yeah, he shows up.
So he has 5 of them then.
Okay.
Soul, Mind, Power, Space.
Right. He needs the Vision Stone.
Yeah, he needs mind left. So, and reality. Sorry. Okay. So he's there. They give him a hell of a fight. I mean, you really get to see Iron Man's new suit. Right. You get to see, again, I talked Doctor Strange. I mean, he fully Doctor Strange. I don't remember all of the... You see him do the multiplication or the duplication. Yeah, duplication. You get to see him do the red... the red chains is an actual spell that he's... Or not a spell, one of the... you know, enchanted things that he has. You get to see some really cool stuff. And it ends up with Mantis, you know, kind of putting him to sleep, and Star-Lord ruining the whole thing. And that takes you back to... Because I think this is all going to play a key role. He realizes Gamora is dead. And for him, it's that this is my relationship. I loved her. Screw the galaxy, screw everything. I've lost my mind. I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy, no matter what. And I think that those relationships, as we begin to develop and see more of how much even she meant to Thanos with the whole red, you know, the Red Skull incident where he gets the Soul Stone in the first place. There's a lot more to relationships being the biggest part of all of this. You know what I mean? And Evan was a little upset that Star-Lord kind of broke there and did that. And for me, I think it needed to happen. Yeah, obviously they're not going to get the gauntlet off of them.
Right, it's the 2 films coming together of the Guardian films to give us this Star-Lord who's been broken, who's finally found finally got what he wanted, and then it's taken away from him. So then he has that whole issue. And usually in movies like this and in stories, it comes down to an irrational decision because you're in the moment, and that's, I think, really what mattered. And it was very realistic. So I actually like that as well.
I thought it was humanity. You know what I mean?
Right. And did Star-Lord, did he turn to ash like everybody else?
Yes, he gets ashed out.
See, I'm pretty sure he goes,
I didn't think he was going to, because being that his father was a Celestial, yeah. So I thought for sure he was going to make it, but if you're Thanos and you're taking everybody out of the equation, kind of makes sense.
So we missed it.
Because everybody on Titan, except for his daughter Nebula and Tony, who he was agreed to spare, which is part of the deal with Doctor Strange, again leading to the fact that we only make it in one of these scenarios.
Jason said he loved him saving them all. And the Multiple Strangers was awesome.
Yeah. And so Strange says to Tony before he gets ashed, but he says, we're in the end game now. Okay? Yeah. And that's what it's about. The end game is that Tony needs to survive to defeat Thanos in the long run.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody back there, and I was thinking, I think Doctor Strange knows how it was supposed to go.
Oh, yeah.
And that this is the way it was supposed to happen.
He knew that they had to try to get the gauntlet off. He knew that Star-Lord was going to ruin it. He was aware of this as the case. And
Korg comes back, and he gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
Korg's out there. He's out there with Valkyrie.
Korg is going to save the world.
Oh, yeah.
Korg is out there. He's second wave.
There are some... There's some really strong dialogue that happens when Tony takes on Thanos one-on-one.
Right.
And he draws blood from Thanos for the first time in the movie.
Oh, that... Yeah. I know what you're getting to. Yeah.
And Thanos says to him, "Good job, Tony." And Tony kind of has...
All that for a drop of blood.
For a drop of blood. And Tony kind of has this look like he knows who I am. And Thanos says, "You're not the only one who knows things." And I think
you're not the only one burdened with knowing things.
The burden of knowledge or something like that. Yeah.
Something along those lines. I think that the dialogue there is important, and we'll do theories at the end. But keep that in mind. So then it ends. He wins. He wins.
He wins there, and then they go to Wakanda.
I don't know where we are.
We skipped Gamora's scene. So Gamora has to make the decision to tell Thanos where the Soul Stone is because Nebula has snuck onto the ship. She's being tortured. It again shows that relationship that we're going to sacrifice the universe for one person. And so this is now the third time in the movie that you've seen someone make a decision to save one and damn everyone else. And so in order to save her sister, she gives up the location of the Soul Stone. They travel to Vermeer? Is that what the name of the planet?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So there were some tough names in this. I'm glad they put them on screen.
I gotta tell you, I'm
glad they put them on screen.
Yeah, I thought there was too much in the Soul Stone to just throw it on a random planet like that. But, hey, it happened. What are you going to do?
True.
They're on the planet. He goes, "It better be here." They take the trek up the mountain, and you come upon a wraith in the form of Red Skull, who has been given the job after his seeking of the stones himself, to guard the Soul Stone and let people know that in order to obtain it, you have to sacrifice something you love. And I thought that was a really poignant scene there.
Yeah, it's to guard it but never possess it. Like, I can show you where it is.
Exactly, but I can never have it.
Right.
And I thought it was so poignant that Gamora begins laughing.
Yeah.
She's so sure that Thanos loves nothing because her hatred for him is so far past that she doesn't realize that he truly does love her. That he actually does have emotional connections. And I think it grounds Thanos in a way that you can really understand his character, that he's not just the mad titan. He really is doing this because he thinks he's going to save the universe when this is all over.
It's too many mouths.
He's doing something right.
He watched his planet die, and in order to now save everyone, he's going to sacrifice what could possibly be the only thing that he loves in the whole universe, is Gamora. And he's crying, and she goes, "What are these tears? Why would you cry for yourself?" And Red Skull says to him, he's not crying for him, meaning that he was crying for her.
Right.
And it's a great scene. Gamora, whoop, off the mountain.
Yep.
Dead.
Or at least really crippled.
And then we wake up to him inside of the Soul Stone for some period of time before he comes out of the other end,
right?
Which comes back later in the film. So now we're
going
to Earth.
I wonder if anybody called Red Skull being in the movie.
We talked about it. We actually did talk about it, and none of us put him on the contest list.
My thing was that they said Hugo Weaving said he did not want to come back.
He wasn't going to do it.
He wasn't going to come back.
He didn't come back.
He didn't
it's
come back.
Not him.
And it's not even. I don't even think it's a good imitation of him. Now maybe for
the face was off.
I thought the face was fine. I know the sound of his voice so well that I was like, that's not him.
You couldn't imitate him.
No,
it had to
but
be different.
if that's who they got, I'm sure there's got to be a couple.
It's
of
that
voice
guy.
actors.
We'll talk about. I'll show you. When you go,
I was just like, oh man, really? But I thought it was in the overall 10 years. it was great to see that character
Yeah.
come back from what 2000.
Well, and he has a real connection to the Stones.
2011.
He is probably, with the exception of the Guardians, the only other character
And Loki.
Thor.
and human character,
Oh,
right?
human.
That has possessed the stone on some level,
Right.
Human.
Well, the
Oh, he's
Guardians
held it for sure.
So, okay, now we go back to Earth. They're in Wakanda. You get a great scene of Black Panther going to get the White Wolf.
Yeah.
And he shows up with the arm, and he goes, "Where's the war?" or something along those lines.
Yeah. Like he didn't even
he knew.
hesitate. Like if you're coming to get me,
you're calling me up.
Yeah.
It's getting bad out. And then I think it's kind of starts a really good play of, Vision's going to get worked on. You get to see that the Black Panther character is clearly smarter than everybody
Shuri.
else, because Shuri says to
why did you do this the
why
way you
didn't
did
and
it?
he goes,
We didn't think of it.
And she's just like, well, you guys are stupid.
Yeah. But Shuri, now if you don't know, Shuri is supposed to be the Black Panther. So she could end up taking whatever the Black Panther juice is or whatever in the next film, because
Is there any heart-shaped herb left?
there might be.
She'll
I thought,
fix it.
I thought he burnt it all.
But if anything, she'll make herself a suit, and I'm sure she's a badass warrior as it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But she is the next one to take the mantle of the Black Panther.
So you get a great kind of, hey, this is it, guys. Here's the invasion. We know he's showing up now, loaded. He needs only the Mind Stone left. And you get to see all of the Avengers going up against the alien army. Everybody criticized them for Age of Ultron, with it just being another mass army that they had to fight against. It's a smaller portion, but you can't do an Avengers movie like this without them going up against, some
A horde of some sort.
horde of something. And
Those were freaky.
it is epic. Those things
Cutting
are
themselves apart.
100%. Killing themselves to get through, and then they make the decision that, hey, we're never going to have enough time to get the stone out if they go around, and then we'll be attacked from behind, and they open up the gates. Right. And that's when it gets really next level. And battle continues. You think it's all lost, and then our boy shows up in an epic appearance. Here comes Thor.
Right.
Showing you that
I wanted his theme, the theme from Ragnarok.
Yeah, that was I've read that a few times, that there was a complaint that people were like, where was...
He's the heavy, though.
Yeah, where's
you know
the Led
what I mean?
Zeppelin?
Because you're not going to have... Hulk's not coming out, guys. I mean, it was pretty clear at that point.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to have Thor.
mean,
And
no?
Thor is now wielding the only weapon in the universe that can kill Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
He is, at this point, Thor is the strongest Avenger. He is the mightiest of them all.
So
he is everything.
When Thor hits him in his chest,
How great.
did you think, you missed? Because that's the first thing I thought of.
I didn't. I honestly didn't.
I thought it was like, I just won the pool. The Avengers won.
I'm not
I
eating
win.
100 inches of
I win.
mozzarella sticks.
in my mouth.
Nope.
No. And how, I mean, again, it's those little lines of dialogue when he says, next time aim for my head.
Yeah.
That just show you he is the Mad Titan. He is the most badass villain that you've gotten to see in any of the MCU movies. I mean, we're glazing over some stuff.
Yeah.
He takes the Mind Stone. I think we'll see
Vision.
them repair the Vision, and you'll get the white suited Vision without the Mind Stone.
He's back here somewhere.
He's in that 3-pack right there.
No.
I mean, are we missing anything else before he
No.
blinks? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an epic fight scene. Oh, we talked about it. The spinning Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah. The A team of Avengers, of all the women fighting Proxima Midnight.
That's
I thought
great.
was really well done.
That's really, really great. Thor just kind of single-handedly. I mean, Thor
and
is,
Scarlet Witch, I think.
Scarlet Witch is. I don't even think she knows how powerful she is.
Right.
To even be
I don't think
able,
the writers know how powerful she is.
well, yeah, exactly. I think you're not wrong.
She's
about
as
that.
strong as she needs to
And
be
I
at any
think
moment.
I think that she disappears at the end. So okay, so boom,
Well, yeah,
Thanos
of course
has got
Thanos would
a
have to
black,
take her out.
he's got an axe blade to the chest, and he does it. He snaps his fingers, and he takes out half of the population in the universe in the snap of his fingers. And also at the same time destroys the gauntlet from what we can see.
Yeah.
The gauntlet is noticeably damaged after this. And doesn't Thor say something to him along the lines of like, did you really do it? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So we lose all of the Guardians of the Galaxy beyond Nebula. And
did we lose Rocket?
And Rocket.
Oh,
They're the only two that made it.
Yeah.
Rocket and Nebula are the only two that make it. You keep most of the Avengers, but you lose Scarlet Witch, which I think is going to be the motivation behind the non-Mind Stone Vision, who's going to be out for blood.
Oh, he gonna be pissed.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy. What else we got? I mean,
Bucky's gone.
Bucky's gone.
The Black Panther was a big surprise because I did not think
It's just the original Avengers.
Yeah.
The ones from Avengers.
Spider-Man,
2012.
gone.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, Spider-Man.
We're in the end game.
That one hurt.
Gone.
See, if Spider-Man is gone, it doesn't matter because his movie comes out 2 months after
I don't
the
care.
next
It
Avengers.
still hurt.
It
Let
doesn't
me be
matter.
in the movie, Bob.
It doesn't matter.
Stop trying to ruin it with
So-
your
And
real
that's
world
the problem
nonsense.
with the real world now is that we know, and like if that would have been it, you were like, well, there's another movie. We're like, well, who's gonna come back? Who's gonna survive? We all know who the next
Hey,
five
maybe the
movies
next
are.
next
The
Spider-Man
second
is
he
Miles
snaps
Morales.
his
Who knows?
fingers
Yeah.
and they start ashing Blade style, right?
Blade style.
Yeah, that's a movie, Marvel
about
movie
vampires?
with Wesley Snipes. So that's when you went. Like, I grabbed my son and I went, oh my God, they did it. They did it. He won. They let the bad guy win this movie. And instantly, even though you're going through the loss of your favorite characters, you're going, like, Marvel, the freaking balls on you.
Did it.
You know
That
what
was
I
my
mean?
first
Like,
thought. Was like, wow, that was a ballsy.
and
ending.
you had no idea because they CG'd the stones. You did not know that he was showing up to Wakanda loaded. You know
No,
what
they,
I mean?
did they even show that he came
Cat-
to Wakanda?
Cat
Well, they
held
did
all
because
the
of the
full-
cat.
Oh yeah, that's
he
that
showed-
one scene. Yeah.
He
held the full thing, right?
for
Yeah.
well, yeah,
But
minus
the
the
Mind
Mind
Stone.
Stone
Yeah.
for a period of time. It was just a truly epic. So movie concludes, which I gotta tell you, stop doing this to me. Stop making me sit through the Marvel secretary's name. I'm not kidding you.
No.
From Marvel Studios, the secretary who answers the phone has her name in the credits.
No.
And I'm sitting there going, I
See,
just
that's
want
an
to see
East Coast thing. If you go to the movies in the West Coast, the majority of the audience stays all the way through because most of them know somebody in the credits. So you just get accustomed to it. And I usually sit through and listen to the score anyway, all the way to the end.
At this point, it's 2 o'clock in the morning almost.
That's your problem for going to midnight.
Yeah, but
The second Matrix movie had 11 minutes of credits that got you to the trailer for the next Matrix movie. 11 minutes. I don't even think the trailer for the credits for Infinity War was 11 minutes.
you cut to Shaft and Colby Smuthers in the truck.
Yes.
They're driving, and then a car spins out in front of them, which I don't understand the logic behind people disappearing at different times.
That's happening at the same moment.
I think it was.
But it's not because the helicopter, there's nobody in there. There's nobody in the car.
The planes.
They're out of the car. The people disappeared from the car, and then she disappears. Then he disappears.
Yeah, you can say that.
So-
Well, that's a dramatic effect. I think they're going for the drama of it.
So, and
Because if they all
before
just disappeared all at once, then it would be
right, it wouldn't have been.
before he dies, he hits the space pager, and you end the movie
the space
with
beeper.
yeah.
Now
Pager? No,
what
that
we
still
got
works.
was
These are things from
we got Miss Marvel's
movie.
like starburst.
Yes, you got to see the
I
6-point
really
star, right?
wanted it to be a 4. I really
A
wanted it to
Fantastic
be
Four?
just a 4.
Just the 4.
That was it. I love that it was a pager, very 90s, and I still like that it was Captain Marvel, but really wanted it to be a 4.
yeah.
But who says that the 4 would have been gone anyway?
So disclaimer, guys, we probably missed a ton. We really weren't even prepared to do this much,
No.
and I think we just kind of
No,
got
we did
into it.
a half hour on Facebook.
Yeah,
so.
we were just kind of having a good time, and then kind of got into the whole thing. So we probably missed people that died. We probably missed a lot.
We know Evan has missed Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap, we know that. We're just having fun here. So, maybe in the future we'll put more time into writing all this stuff down, but that's not us, at least not right now.
Hey.
All right, so
one person watching.
Let's talk theories.
That's the theories.
Okay.
It's either Jason or Scooby.
Scoobs, what up? Jason, what's up?
Doctor Strange knew that Tony had to live.
So
he was willing to make that sacrifice because he said, I wasn't going to save you or the Spider Kid. So
that's my theory. My theory is
he had to make it.
He had to make it.
Yeah.
That Thanos and Iron Man have been connected since Civil War. When
not Civil War.
Age of Ultron. When Scarlet Witch showed him a vision of the future, in order to do so, she connected their minds on some way. I think that's why Thanos knew so much about Tony, and I think that that's the reason why he needs to survive, because that connection will most likely lead them to either finding where he is or having, because he still has the stones. He might not be able to wield them with the gauntlet being destroyed, but he has them on some level. So we talked about Grey Hulk. And we got any other theories?
I don't think so. I think it's a long wait. I'm interested to see.
I like the. Sorry, go ahead.
Captain Marvel's power levels are really going to be.
She's supposed to be the strongest one. Evan had a funny thing, which is, what if we don't actually get Ant-Man or Captain Marvel, and they just give us Infinity War?
What if Ant-Man and the Wasp is actually just Infinity War?
Can you imagine
Infinity War 2?
See, the problem with that is it's marketing.
Who cares? No, people are still going to go see Ant-Man.
You open the book, and all of a sudden it's like, haha, this is actually Infinity War Part 2, and you're just like,
yeah,
and that would only last for the first weekend. That would only last for the first weekend.
Yeah, who cares? The first weekend, it's cinematic history.
I agree with you that it's not worth the wait of a year, but you have editing and music and special effects, and all these things have to be done.
Yeah, but what if they just went through, continued filming through the next one while people were
working on
post-production?
They did. They're already in a rough cut. They said they already have their first
rough cut.
They have their first.
It's with the Snyder cut.
Yeah, they have their first cut already.
Done.
They have their first cut.
I'm calling it.
They have their first cut.
You can come back to this. I'm calling it.
So, yeah, you're calling it.
Yeah.
All right. Theories. I mean, it's like 5:30. We should get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Anything else? Listen.
Hey, we might write up a thing of all of our favorite theories.
Yeah. If you guys, if you guys watch this on YouTube, thanks. Thank you. Subscribe. We do this. We have fun doing it.
Jason says, I think the gauntlet still works because he still opened a portal after the snap.
This is true.
It's true.
So
is that a boom tube? Is that what they call that?
No, it's definitely not a boom tube.
It's a boom tube. Is that one of those father boxes?
Father boxes.
Daddy box.
Vader boxes?
Got anything left?
I mean, if you're just Warner Brothers, you just close up shop at this point?
Yeah, here's what we do. What we do.
Start over again?
Warner Brothers and DC crawls over to the Disney lot. Okay? Gets down on their knees. Begs Disney to buy them. And then says, we'll let you, just whatever you want to do. We're tired. Just give us some money. We'll do a revenue share. We're tired of the hate. We can't handle this.
I got a whole different plan. You go to the guys who are in charge, Bruce Timm, the guys who are in charge of DC Animation, and say, we've been wrong all this time. We're sorry.
Please take
You're
over.
in charge.
Yeah, well, it's a great idea.
I don't care if you're not interested. I will give you whatever you want on this planet. Just take over and make these movies. Take these characters to where you put them in the animation world. Make them as powerful as they are in the cinematic universe.
You know what that would do? It would add to the value.
It would add
to the value. That's it, guys. What? Batman Day. Batman Day tomorrow.
Batman Day.
For Jason, since you're the only one left. Batman Day.
Evan might have a new T-shirt that day. Do you have a Batman T-shirt?
Yes.
Okay, you gonna wear it?
He just said yes.
I have.
Is it clean?
Yes.
Doesn't have to
Is
be.
it clean? You're so terrible. Batman Day. We're excited. I'm gonna go home. I'm spent.
You're gonna go home today? You're not just gonna stay here?
No, I'm gonna go home. I'm spent. I've done
we
did the Avengers song.
I've got to pick which Batman shirt.
I've got a Batman shirt I'm excited about.
You got one for Evan?
No, it wouldn't fit. It'd be like a blouse.
I know, because he's got those abs now.
Yeah.
You talk about just nutrition and just being healthy, and it's just you just get ridiculed for
Nothing
it. I
wrong
don't
with
get
that.
it.
You know what? We think you should turn your dieting up to 11.
11.
And find out why that's a funny reference. Okay, that's it. Let's shut it down, guys. Wrap it up. See ya.
Broadcast is ended.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
YouTube Live.